Good morning, students. This is lecture number 2 on the chapter carboxylic acids, and today we are going to talk about carboxylic acid derivatives. In your syllabus, specifically, it is mentioned that we have to study the acid derivatives which are aliphatic only. We are not going to talk about aromatic compounds. Aliphatic means which have straight chain of carbon up to 5 carbon atoms. So, first of all, let's understand the meaning of the word derivative. Derivative is anything which is derived from the parent molecule. In case of carboxylic acid, because we are talking about carboxylic acid derivatives, so the parent molecule is going to be carboxylic acid, and anything derived from carboxylic acid will be called its derivative. So these are the derivatives of carboxylic acid, like acid chlorides and hydrides, esters and amides. And if you look at, these are formed by simple substitution of this OH with some another nucleophile. OH leaves in the form of OH negative, and some stronger nucleophile or some other nucleophile replaces this OH group, and a derivative is formed. For example, in case of acid chloride, the incoming nucleophile is chloride. Here it is alkoxide, amide, etc. Now here we will try to acquire some understanding of the basic or conceptual knowledge based on the discussion of the acid derivatives. Sometimes the question appears like arrange different acid derivatives in order of decreasing stability, or sometimes it is called, sometimes they are asked as in decreasing order of reactivity. So first of all, let's try to understand how the stability of different acid derivatives is decided. We all know, as we have already discussed, the acid derivatives are formed by simple replacement of hydroxyl of the carboxylic group with some other nucleophile. So I am giving some general representation for the derivative like this. Here suppose Y group is a replaceable group. So if we have to understand the stability of different acid derivatives, we will try to understand this on the basis of this general structure. Here we have structure 1, here we have structure 2. Both they represent the resonating structure or resonating forms of each other. Here oxygen is electronegative. It try to pull this electron of pi bond towards itself, creating a positive center here, and this positive center try to pull electron from this nucleophile from the Y group. Now the stability of this structure too will depend upon with how much is this Y group can release its lone pair of electron towards bond formation, and as a result a double bond character C double bond Y is formed. This has got some double bond character, and this is causing strengthening of CY bond. Y is the nucleophile, C is carbonyl carbon. So if double bond character is induced, we know that double bonds are generally more stronger than single bonds. So because of this, more stability is added to this nucleophile. So if CY bond is stronger, the release of this nucleophile will be difficult, and the structure as such will be stable one. So on the basis of this, we will try to fit different nucleophile in place of Y and try to understand the effect of these groups on stability of the molecule as such. So we can see if in case of amide, the Y group is going to be NH2, and after formation of this double bond, the positive charge resides on nitrogen. In case of ester, after formation of this double bond in structure 3, the positive charge will reside on oxygen. In case of anhydride, again it will reside on oxygen. In case of chlorine, it will try to reside on chlorine. But let's first compare the stability of these three structures, the amides, esters and anhydrides. If we give a close look, we can see here the atom directly attached to this carbonyl carbon is nitrogen. Here it is oxygen, and here it is again oxygen. We know that the electronegativity of oxygen is larger than that of nitrogen. So when some electronegative atom bear positive charge, it does not feel easy. It means why this positive charge is appearing here? Because the lone pair has been shifted to form a new bond between carbon and oxygen. So the tendency of release of these lone pair to form a bond is greater in case of nitrogen, because nitrogen has got lower electronegativity as compared to oxygen in case of ester and anhydride. That is why amides will form more stable double bond here. As such, the amides will be maximum in stability, because I have said that the strength of this bond will decide the stability of the molecule as such. In this case, when the positive charge is appearing here, there is alkyl group associated, and we know that alkyl groups are electron donors. They try to intensify, they try to compensate for this positive charge. That is why they make this structure stable, and as such oxygen is in a position to form a double bond here with these. That is why the second instability comes esters. In case of anhydrides, although there is oxygen, but there is no direct donation like that of esters. Instead, there is kind of resonance. So this effect is somewhat less contributing towards stabilization as compared to the direct plus I effect. That is why anhydrides are still lesser in stability. Coming to the case of chlorides, if we compare here, chlorine have the least electronegativity, however, among oxygen and nitrogen, but then too it is not easy for this chlorine to make its lone pair of electron to participate in double bond formation over here. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि जो क्लोरीन के पास आउटर मोस्ट ऑर्बिटल में इलेक्ट्रॉन प्रेजेंट है वो 3p ऑर्बिटल में है, और कार्बन का जो एम्प्टी ऑर्बिटल है जिसमें एक्सेप्ट होने हैं वो 2p ऑर्बिटल है. तो 3p और 2p ऑर्बिटल्स का ओवरलैप ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव नहीं हो पाएगा यहाँ पे. दैट इज़ वाई बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इनइफेक्टिव ओवरलैप द formation of this double bond is not facilitated, will not be easy. That is why they are least in stability. In previous slide we talked about the stability of different acid derivatives. यहाँ पे हम बात करेंगे कि डिफरेंट एसिड डेरिवेटिव्स है उनकी रिएक्टिविटी कैसे डिसाइड होगी, कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव है कौन सा कम रिएक्टिव है. एक चीज़ बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि स्टेबिलिटी और रिएक्टिविटी का इन्वर्स रिलेशन होता है. स्टेबिलिटी इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू रिएक्टिविटी. तो कोई चीज़ अगर ज़्यादा स्टेबल है तो वो कम रिएक्टिव होगी, अगर कोई चीज़ कम स्टेबल है तो वो ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव होगी. तो वहाँ पे जो रिएक्टिविटी का ऑर्डर था सबसे ज़्यादा स्टेबल अमाइड्स होते थे, तो रिएक्टिविटी में वो सबसे कम हो जाएंगे. सबसे ज़्यादा अनस्टेबल एसिड क्लोराइड थे, तो रिएक्टिविटी में वो सबसे ज़्यादा हाईली रिएक्टिव हो जाएंगे. टू अंडरस्टैंड द रिएक्टिविटी ऑफ एसिड डेरिवेटिव्स देयर इज़ अ कंसेप्ट कॉल्ड न्यूक्लियोफिलिक एसाइल सब्स्टिट्यूशन. मतलब हम यहाँ बात करेंगे कि रिएक्टिविटी एसिड डेरिवेटिव्स की कैसे डिसाइड होगी कि अगर ये जो ग्रुप लगा हुआ है जो कि एक न्यूक्लियोफिलिक ग्रुप है, इन केस ऑफ एसिड क्लोराइड इट इज़ क्लोरीन, अमाइड्स के केस में NH2 है और एस्टर्स के केस में OR है. इस ग्रुप को कोई इनकमिंग न्यूक्लियोफाइल कितनी आसानी से रिप्लेस कर सकता है? जितनी आसानी से रिप्लेस कर सकता है उतना ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव होगा वो मॉलिक्यूल. ठीक है, तो ये जो प्रोसेस है ये 2 स्टेप्स में होता है. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज़ न्यूक्लियोफिलिक एडिशन एंड अदर वन इज़ एलिमिनेशन ऑफ लिविंग ग्रुप. सो इन फर्स्ट स्टेप एडिशन ऑफ न्यूक्लियोफाइल हैपन्स. What happens is nucleophile try to attack this carbonyl carbon, and this kind of structure is or intermediate is formed. When this negative charge returns, the group Y leaves, and this is called now leaving group, and this step is called elimination step because the new nucleophile is replacing the old nucleophile. So elimination is happening here. So 2 things are deciding the fate of the molecule. One is with how much is the addition takes place and with how much is the elimination takes place. So if it is a good leaving group, if Y leaves with these, the replacement of new nucleophile with the old one will be easy. आसानी से replacement हो जाएगी. So it has been observed that in case of acid chlorides, the release of Cl negative from here is very easy. That is why they are highly reactive toward nucleophilic acyl substitution. In case of amides, the release of NH2 negative is difficult, and that is why they are least in reactivity. So that is all. You can also relate it to the discussion we have made in the stability section. So I think this is enough for this much slide, for this slide.